Hi everyone, it's QuickyBaby and welcome back to World of Tanks, and today something so stupid is going to happen that I have absolutely no words for it. When exactly it's going to happen, you're just going to have to stay locked onto the video to be able to witness. But firstly, before we get stuck into the video today, I want to talk about the fact that yesterday Queen Elizabeth II passed away. I would say it's absolutely tragic, but she had such a glorious life, 70 years on the throne, the ripe old age of 96. It's a very bizarre feeling, I guess. I think every British person is probably going to be feeling like it today, and also a lot of people who are maybe not British but just liked the impact that she had. She was such a consistency. It's bizarre to think that my father, who is, I think about 76, something like that. I think he was. I think it was just last month. I should know. I went out and played golf with him, right? That my dad was still a child when Queen Elizabeth took over the throne. And there'll be lots of you out there who are 50 or 60 today that it's all you've ever known. And it's definitely all that I've ever known, even though I'm only 34. And so the fact that her reign was twice as long as my life, and I don't exactly feel like a spring chicken anymore, is absolutely bizarre. I mean, speaking for myself, I do really think that the Queen was just loved across the UK. Just seems to be this consistency in bizarre times, and the fact that she's been through it all with kind of this modern Britain, right? For better or for worse, but she was always, in my opinion at least, just a force that always felt good all the way through it. So, Your Majesty, rest in peace, and you will be missed. You will be missed, and we're going to have to see what your son, Prince Charles, who's going to be a king, and all of his sons, effectively, and his grandsons that are effectively lined up now. It's such a weird thought to think that unless something very bizarre was to happen, that we're going to probably have kings in the UK for the next at least 50 or probably even 70 years. So unless I'm planning on making 100 and something, I guess I'm only going to know kings for the rest of my life. Bizarre. It's going to take a lot more than the 24 hours that have passed to fully process it. So, with all of that said, let's focus on the game today, and that is that I'm playing in the Object 430U in World of Tanks. This tier 10 medium tank, I still absolutely adore it. I think it's one of the best starting tanks for any player in World of Tanks, and it has this idiot-proof armor that is so forgiving that you can make ridiculous plays and still somehow get away with it. Now, of course, the tank does have its downsides. It doesn't have the best DPM for a tier 10 medium, definitely doesn't have the best gun depression at 5 degrees, and while its alpha damage and its penetration is very nice, especially on its premium rounds, where I believe it's packing 340 millimeters of penetration for when you need to get absolutely through even the thickest armor, even quite well-angled armor at that. One of the huge downsides of the vehicle is its .4 accuracy. It's truly horrendous, and that stops you from being able to snipe at least accurately at decent distances. And so what you end up hoping is that your large caliber gun and extra penetration is going to be more than enough to just clap its way through the enemy's plates. The armor, however, is just absolutely beautiful, unless you've got people firing gold. I guess down on my upper plate from above there. Sorry, I missed the shot on the SU-130PM. Then this thing is a powerhouse. Wow, what is up with the outline of the 430 there? I think Wargaming released a micro patch, and they might be causing some kind of bug, because this replay, I believe it was from before the micro patch from my Tuesday stream. Right in the middle of it. And this game is about to get hot. Our team is down by 3 tanks, we're down by 3,000 hit points, I've got 5 vehicles up towards the north, and I guess at this stage I've just got to decide about what I want to do. And my idea was to try and get these tank destroyers that are camping towards the south, maybe to transition a little bit, to be able to render out the enemy tanks as they come down this slope. But when you start to see the game slipping, it looks like the southern flank is probably going to be a loss, with the A Phase 1 and the Conway pushing their way through there with supporting fire from the M60 as well. But I felt like I can hang here for a little bit, but can I hang here for too long? And when I see that the M60 has relocated to being above, and that the 277 has actually shown themselves there to be fighting the 257 on my team, that I feel that I might have an opportunity to push through. Now, how many vehicles are we effectively going to have to fight one-on-one here? Luckily, we put a big old round into the AMX-30, and when you've got 440 alpha damage, you can make trades. Okay, so it's my baby brother in the 430 now, albeit on full health. Are we going to shy away from a fight with this Soviet medium tank? No, I don't think so. Even though the T-103 does suggest that I fall back. I press my F6 key, which for me is negative, sir. I'm not going to fall back. I've got to press through, as I feel like if I wait, that it's only going to allow the 277 to gain more control on the game. And I feel that I've got a chance, at least, of being able to fight this tank. Although, yeah, with this poor accuracy, I'm going to need to actually hit a few shells if I want to make this happen. Now, at this stage, I was starting to become a little bit nervous. The 277 on the enemy team is going to be waltzing their way up the slope, and so I need to make sure I trade aggressively with the 430 to be able to get all of my shots in. And unfortunately, it looks like the 430 is doing exactly the same thing. And annoyingly, even though he's got less alpha damage than me, it means that he has roughly the same reload. And here comes the 277. Had to go forwards there to make sure that the heat round fire from the 277 went on my upper hull, which gives me enough time. So what I need to do now is to avoid the ram. But, oh dear, we bounce another heat shell from the 277, and this is where this tank is just probably one of, if not the best tanks in the game. It's got enough mobility to stay in control of the situation to mirror the enemy's movements, and even though that 277 started on full health there, they're not going to be full health for that much longer. So we're actually going to use auto aim in third person here, because what I'm trying to do is make sure that I use my low profile to give them what I call a side hug. And then with my heat rounds and my third person, I know that as long as I fire and I get my shell on his upper hull, then I'm able to go through him. And just like that, we put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rounds into the 277, removing their entire tank. Now, I did get quite lucky with a few high rolls, but considering that we hit the final shell there for 145, it really didn't matter. Even if I'd low rolled, we still would have been able to get him out with those 5 shells. And just like that, now we're completely back into this game. Although we did just have to destroy 4 vehicles on the trot and take out 2 full health Soviet tanks. Now this was a weird moment for me. I ended up getting spotted, and I thought that maybe it was the M60 through some kind of tree or bush, because it does have a big cupola on the top. So I thought that the M60 managed to see me there, so I decided to go forwards once again. But I get spotted one more time, so I thought that maybe it would be a charioteer up towards the ridgeline, and there was the charioteer. But unfortunately, because I was spotted for that whole time, the M60 knew about it. I put 1 shell into the M60's hull, and there it was. The ELC even 90 was able to see me. And while I get an extra 950 damage into the M60 as I'm falling in this battle, I really didn't expect that sneaky ELC even 90 to have the round in through the side. Otherwise, I thought I could win that duel with the M60 as well. Luckily, the M60's ended up in a poor position for the vehicle, and it allows my Scorpion G to be able to finish them off. And we dealt 7,500 damage that we saw, although it was actually 8,000 damage, including the blind shot, as you will see in the post-game stats. And I was thinking, surely, guys, that's going to be enough to be able to win this one, right? But I also just realized, oh, this is getting a little bit tense. The last vehicle that you want to have alive on a map like Sand River is that vehicle, the ELC even 90, because it has all of the camo and it has an auto loader to be able to deal up to 660 damage, although from a little bit after the first shot. You know, I think it's got about a 2.5 second intra-clip reload on that vehicle, so it's going to take at least 5 seconds to deal that. But still, 660 damage from a light tank in 5 seconds. It's not bad, right? And it's more important that the vehicle has an ridiculous camo rating, which will allow it to remain hidden. And when it's playing against tank destroyers, yeah, it's just going to be able to control the engagement. So this game is far from won. I'm hoping that my team are going to be able to handle it. But oh dear, the CC-1 Mark II, the Tier 9 Italian tank destroyer, brand new in the game. manages to actually survive that situation against the M3Y, but unfortunately takes 2 big old shots from the Charioteer, which now mean that the enemy out hit point us. I was going to say out damage us there for a second, but hopefully they won't out damage us, otherwise we're definitely not going to win this game. But they have more hit points than our vehicles. The CC Mark II, seeing the ELC even 90, will they get one more shot into the Charioteer? Oh no, they won't. But oh wow, the SU-130 PM actually manages to get a shutdown on the Charioteer, but unfortunately then there's that sneaky ELC even 90 that seems to be wanting to try and take this 8,000 damage game away from me, at least with regards to it being a win. But hopefully 8,000 will still be enough to be a high caliber. Okay, so in this situation, I am going to be a little bit of an armchair general. I tell the TDs that they should rush him, because even if they sit still with binoculars activated, they will not be able to see the ELC even 90 unless it's in close quarters combat. If they allow the ELC even 90, who I believe had 2 marks of excellence, so they can't be the worst player in World of Tanks history, if they allow them to get the distance, they will easily be able to pick them apart one by one. They will have no hope of being able to catch them. And so that's why I was trying to suggest to my team that they have to go fast, don't let him reset. What I meant by that was to reset the engagement and then be able to use their camera rating. And then I suggested that they should be able to cap, because then at least it forces the ELC to come after them. And then if the ELC comes after them, then that means that they're at least going to have a chance of being able to get through this scenario. So, Scorpion G in the cap circle with an SU-130 PM. 30 seconds left on the cap. And again, I'm playing Armchair General. I'm sorry, I was just so into this game, but we don't have time to talk about that, as unfortunately, the Scorpion G misses the first shot on the ELC even 90. And now the ELC even 90, managing to spot out the Scorpion, knows how to be able to handle this, and that is to reset the cap circle. Oh dear, the Scorpion can take 1 shot, but it doesn't actually look like the ELC managed to hit them. Well, they actually hit them once. They actually then go for the SU, missing 1 shot, missing 2 shots, and because the ELC even 90 has a 30-second reload, that means that unless, I guess, they rush and they ram, that this game should be won. And I was celebrating, even though the tank destroyers had Stormtrooper aim. Everything should be good right now. It should, right? Are you kidding me? The SU-130 PM resets the cap circle with 1 second left, which then allows the ELC even 90 to finish off the Scorpion G. Oh dear, I'm a little bit lost for words. I say SU-130 PM. Good luck. Yeah. I mean, if he manages it, great. What could he be possibly doing? Maybe going for a mission. Maybe he just wanted to really make this game very exciting. No. What he really wanted to do was just to literally throw away a guaranteed win by leaving the cap circle. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this was a hard one to take, let me tell you. Going on a 1 versus 1 rampage for 4 kills in a row. Nearly 5 if it wasn't for that pesky ELC even 90 against the M60. Dealing 8,000 damage in this game. Only to have it literally thrown away by possibly the most stupid thing I've seen in World of Tanks history. AKA resetting a cap circle against a very dangerous auto-loading light tank when you're in glass cannon tank destroyers with no hit points left. Yo, this was a hard one to take. So a high caliber here for our just shy of 8,000 damage dealt and 1,789 base, plus courageous resistance, was enough to be able to get us an ace tanker for our Object 430U. And well played to the ELC even 90 on the enemy team, who managed to probably get an ace tanker as well at 1,391 base experience. They played a great role with good damage, great spotting, and managed to finish off a third of our entire team, driving 9 kilometers to do so. After this game, I sent a message to the SU-130 PM asking why they reset the cap circle, and I didn't get a reply. So, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, let me know in the comments down below why you think the SU-130 reset the cap circle here. Anyway, ladies and gents, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you hated it, give it a thumbs down. And as always, thank you so much for watching. You've been epic, and hopefully I'll see you soon.